gender issues, green bananas, and 30 Seconds with Amy. All this and more on today's Brilliant Observations. Do, 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 do. You know I just said that so you would shit your pants, right?
I was just burping, and I was because it's coffee burp. And I'm trying not to burp in your wonderful intro. I don't shit my pants. I can humiliate myself at any time. I don't need 30 seconds, but I'll do it for you. Dance for me, pony. Dance. Do ponies dance?
Dance for me. I think they do.
Okay. I'm a show
Canter?
fucking pony. Let's dance.
I don't know. They might call it something different, but to me, it's dancing.
Got hooked? Yeah, I'm ready to go.
You make me feel like dancing. Gonna dance the night away. Yeah, I love it.
That's what I want to do.
All right. Good morning, Amy. 50-something in the North Carolina area from 50-something in the Pennsylvania area. Hi to all of you new listeners. Where have you been? Welcome aboard. Thank you for joining. I think this week I have a Dear Amy. And I also have 30 Seconds with Amy. So this is I guess, Amy's on the hot seat episode.
Melissa is coming in hot. Let's fucking go.
Hot. Yeah. First of all, how are you? How is your week? Lots of great feedback from our last episode.
Not so hot. Really? Oh, well, so a surprising thing happened here yesterday.
What's that?
It snowed. It fucking snowed. On whatever Friday, it was 76 degrees. You're getting irritated that you chose that shirt because it's like, not only do you not need a coat, but you feel like maybe short sleeves and like shorts. What's the fuck? It's almost 80, right? And then overnight, it got to 50s. And then overnight again, it got to snow. And now it's back up to bright and beautiful. I was out without a coat again today. So the little plants and animals in North Carolina are so fucked because they don't know what's happening. They don't have clocks. They don't have television newscasters. They're just out in their world, man. And the world, she don't make no sense anymore. It's very strange. And in my world, we're ripping the trees out of the ground. Like everything is all so crazy, right? This used to be a beautiful wood. And then the next day, it's red clay, barren earth, desiccated. And then the next day, we covered in snow. And then the next day, it's hot again. Like I would fucking move if I was one of my squirrels. It's actually a good strategy for squirrel abatement.
I am most confused by or saddened by the wildlife. Even the trees and buds are blooming because we have had a very mild winter, and I don't know anybody complaining about that. I really don't. To me, that's a fucking dream.
Right. I didn't have to. Northeast had their like 6 feet of fucking snow or whatever they had. Yeah.
You did not. We did not.
Northeast.
Yeah.
The middle to northeast. Yeah. They were super. And fucking California. If we think North Carolina doesn't know what's going on, California doesn't even understand rain. How can they handle snow? Poor people. It's not okay.
Poor rich people. Poor babies.
It's not okay. And it was brought on them by other people taking private jets. And that's not my fucking fault.
Although you are willing to see last episode.
If given the opportunity, I would love to be blamed for climate change. But I'm not yet. I aspire
I volunteer
to be responsible.
Tribute to be responsible for global warming and
Bring your
climate
criticism
change.
To me, along with the credit of the faith and security of the United States government, which ain't much worth much anymore. How are you?
Full faith.
Hello.
You have full faith from me. You do. You really do. I'm doing really well. I have two things. Well, I'm going to do the first one. I'm going to do my first one. I got solicited. I know. That's never good. I usually hide, but I got solicited to help someone move.
Oh, I thought you were back to saying to MC.
No,
the
I already rejected
Jew
that.
show.
I rejected the
I
Jewy
decided.
Jew show.
All right, come on, continue next.
I said thank you next. Yeah, just like you did. My presence was requested in I don't want to say cross country move, but like from Texas to Colorado.
Why?
In
is
a
the
car
number one question
with a toddler.
Okay. Yeah, it's the how many times can you say no? I'm just curious. That's so weird. Okay, next. What's next? Are you doing a drug run? What other things can we pile on?
What else are you muling while you're at it?
Right. There's there's just a nope,
Really?
super nope. And you have to listen to, what is it, opera or country music the whole time? Like, what else could we put in there? No snacks in the car. How less appealing can we make this?
How about the 3.5-year-old that's involved that I've never met?
I knew you were at a hard pass already. I'm just trying to pile on. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this information. And the only reason I'm bringing it to the guru of Advicio is because
new business card alert.
Part of me wants to do it.
Just for the torture.
Just because.
I would do it. I was actually thinking about experiences just this very morrow as I was driving the dog to the spa. So I'm super curious. I'll come at the tail end of this. Keep rolling.
Dog, spa, tail end. I kind of want to do it. I'm up for an adventure. Okay, so there are things that I want to do. This person is somebody I would really like to help. Let's start there. Then let's shift over to the fact that it's moving. I can't lift anything because of my sketch back. I can't ride in a car for 15 hours, which is really what the gig is, whether it's 2 days, 4 days, 5 days, whatever it is. And it's also the week that my daughter is home from college. So I have this person in my life for whom I would love to be helpful. Part of me thinks that I was asked because, well, what else is Melissa doing? Of course she'd have the time to help.
Just fuck it. The rest of it I will allow. I will not allow this. So you've got a daughter home from college and your husband is still coming up with reasons as if, I mean, you could have led with, would you drive? We're done now. Like, you don't even need to continue.
I want to be of service. I want to help. I want to be there for her and, God help me, her toddler.
I want to be responsible for global warming because of my excessive wealth and habits. Some things are not coming true next week. But I just want to tell you, well, is there more? You going to give me more fodder before I rip this all to fucking shreds like a vintage quilt?
I don't have a history of saying no because I'm not physically capable of doing something in general. And I feel like this might be my first. I physically can't do this. Am I doing this?
How many days has she allotted for said journey?
She said it depends on her toddler. If he can tolerate only 5 hours in the car for a day, then it's 3 days of 5-hour shifts. If it's fewer, it's 2. If you want to bang it out in one day nonstop, you can do it in one.
Think of all the questions this little chap is going to be asking about you, and you're going to be the most fascinating creature he's ever met in his entire life, which is just a joyful thing for parents and children to behold when they're learning new things and asking, and oh my gosh, there's another adult, and what's this like, and oh my goodness, and this is so fun. I've never seen a big gulp this big before.
I'm going to cut this part out.
It's as big as my whole body.
I'm going to cut this part out, but he's
terrible.
He's nonverbal.
Even better. That's a selling point. You can't cut that out. Fucking leave it. What a joy that is. What a joy. So now he's just pie-eyed in wonder at the very sight of you. This is priceless. So you don't even have a chatty fucking Kathy with you?
Wait, he doesn't speak? You're definitely going. A silent kid is my favorite kid.
I'm trying to say. I'm trying to fucking say.
All
that
right.
sounds exciting.
Okay.
And great.
All right, thank you for the new perspective. I appreciate you.
Do it. Do it, do it, do it. It's altruistic, which seems to be your go-to requirement. I mean, you have a really hard time not helping.
Saying no, right.
No, you have a really hard time not helping. That's very different than saying no. You say no to everything immediately. No is your first answer.
That is true. That is true.
No is not the problem. If someone comes at you with the help, you're like, fuck you. I'll help you. That's how you do it.
Oh, my God. Angry helper.
You are an angry helper, but you help. You do help.
All right.
So angry helper out of Austin.
Okay. It's
You can do
on the
it.
table. Before it wasn't. It's on the table now. Amy.
Oh, last thing before you do that. If it is during spring break
Yeah.
for the queen of all queens,
Yeah.
which immediately is a deal breaker, fucking bring her.
That's what my husband said. And
Fucking
the only
bring
person
her.
who does not like children more than I is she. She hates kids. So I have this house near Atlantic City that we visited for
Sure do.
a few days this past weekend. 2 days with my girlfriend and her daughter, and then two days with good friends of ours. And there's always like an ad for, and I told you last time we're getting upset by the fact that gambling has been made so easy. You can buy lottery tickets on your phone. You can play all of these gambling apps on your phone, and they have huge celebrities advertising them now. I feel like it's really an advertisement. I know how I said it. I'll do it again. An advertisement to men. Am I crazy? I mean, wait, loaded. Do not answer that. Let me rephrase that question. Am I crazy? I don't understand. Is gambling a gender-linked addiction?
Do you want the real answer or do you want the pod answer?
And what else would be a gender-linked, really abusey kind of addiction or
Abusey? Is that like rapey? Okay.
Maybe.
Listen, gal, I have a follow-up question for you. Why do you perceive that gambling is only for men?
Well, it's not only for men. I know girls who gamble, but I don't know women who have problems. And I feel like the commercials for them are all geared to men. Like, do you see I don't want to use this as an example because this isn't attractive to me, but like the Magic Mike whatever going on around whatever that stupid app is I'm not doing an ad for right now on our pod. No, you've got a big-titted woman dancing on a golf course. Like everything they do, all of these ads are centered around like smaller-brained men.
Okay. I want to know the channels that you're watching where you get, triple titty ladies on a golf course and they're dancing and then somebody says, let's gamble. I feel like I'm on the wrong network.
No,
because what they're showing me is like Provaxil for people who fall asleep while they're urinating. Like I get the worst ads.
While you were watching the Super Bowl, it ran like 11 times. We saw it before the Super Bowl.
That's local.
No, it's not. It's like DraftKings. Like it's enormous. Oh, there I go. I'll cut that shit out. Fuck you. I'm not doing your ads.
Oh, DraftKings.
It's enormous. It's everywhere. I hear the
Kevin Hart won
music
DraftKings.
from
Kevin Hart got $200 from DraftKings.
That's not
Thank
for
you, DraftKings.
women.
I'm sitting on a couch. I also had a lot of cocaine before I did this commercial. DraftKings.
That's not appealing to women. That is not for women. That's not for women who like men. That's not for women who like women.
What?
That's not for women who identify as wah, wah. That's for no one born with the double X chromosome. You're just not advertising to them.
DraftKings was just for sportsbook. I
It's
didn't
for
think
betting.
it was for. Yeah, I thought it was for sportsbook. I didn't think it was for gambling. I thought it was for sports betting.
What do you think?
So-
Betting. Gamble. But it's everything.
Yes, gambling. Oh, it is a vice. Now listen,
All of
I
the
thought it was.
posters in Atlantic City.
okay.
If you have a problem, call this. They're
My
all
point to you is somewhere is the underground ice ballet betting ring
of all
okay?
women.
and they have a
Is it
different-
Ocean's 8?
No, it's all gay men. I've got to think of some.
Oh.
Somewhere is the baking bet off where you're trying to figure out who's going to get the best cake, right? And that has a different target demo. But the sports book, the majority of consumers of sports are male.
I
That's just the
hear
truth.
you. I've gotten a lot of feedback on your comment of why
Girls
would
don't
you
drink beer?
Why would you
Wha-
watch a sports game without
Right,
a man
because
in the
no
room?
one- Because no one does. They
Yes,
super don't.
yes, they do. I've gotten a
No,
lot
they
of
don't.
feedback that is
No.
Amy crazy, and I said I'm going to need you to be more specific.
Wait a minute. I don't like the turn that this is taking. We were okay. We were talking about not liking DraftKings, okay? And somehow I've gotten swept up as collateral damage.
Shrapnel.
Let's-
You've
Let's
been
keep
hit.
the focus. Focus and stay on target, okay?
Is
Stay on
Amy
target.
crazy? Why? Why do you ask? That's neither here nor there.
Because of her thoughts and actions and deeds?
Did we change
No.
the topic? What's happening? Yeah, I think a lot of women do like sports, and they have mostly contacted me afraid of you, it's TBH. But
They
In-
should not be afraid of me. They should be afraid of their own choices.
why is this always? Is this gender linked? Stop trying to start a fight with me. Is this gender linked?
I would win it, but I'm not.
Is it?
Okay, gender linked
Yeah, like addiction, the ads for gambling and the ads like we got your back if you've got a problem are all to men. There's nothing appealing to women on them.
Yeah, yeah, you're accurate that they are.
Thank you.
They are targeting men in
You
those
really
ads.
haven't seen the one on the golf course with the girl in the short
I
skirt
super
dancing?
haven't. I
Okay.
super haven't.
I'll send it to you.
I super haven't. Here's the reality. I'm also tripped up by the notion that it's one of two things. If they're spending the money on it, it's because they understand their audience, right? So they know who they have to talk to. And that either comes from direct experience or research that tells them our demographic is X. So we're going to market this. I also believe and perceive that it is swept up in gender politics, that this has to do with access to money and decision making and economies. So I get irritated at the possible reality of gambling being an exclusive problem of men because to me it's tied up in power. So I have to put all that shit aside and just say triple titties on the golf course means all the problems are men. Amen. You are correct, Melissa.
Is there
wait,
anything
else?
else?
Pure silence for me, please. You are correct, Melissa. And here comes another one. You are absolutely right, Melissa. And here comes my favorite. I could not agree with you more, Melissa.
I'm cutting all of them. I'm making them. I'm using them every week.
Totally falsely. Yes, in all the places.
If I could make that my ringtone, I think that is something. I used to be able to do that. I've lost some skills in my life. Is there anything else that you can think of that is gender linked like that?
I think a great many things are gender linked like that, but I over analyze why that is and then I don't allow it. But as a marketer for many decades, yeah, it's just the truth. So you had a background in politics for a time. I have a long background in advertising and marketing. So we're looking at audiences and dissecting them based on their characteristics. And at a certain point, stereotypes are stereotypes because the evidence holds up.
Hints of truth in, yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean I have to like it. It just means that is the current state of affairs. So you were asking what else is gender tied, and per product or per category? Give me some help.
I'll tell you. We were both singing a jingle at one of our girls' gatherings, and I thought it was like a True Value thing. And when I sang it, it ended with guy or man because I sang the old-timey version of it because that's when I had heard it, and you sang the folks like because they had cleaned it up and made it, and I think it was a hardware store.
It's Ace is the place for the helpful hardware, folks.
It used to be man, right?
Man.
So they changed
that,
yes. Right?
Yes.
So that was one because women could fix their own fucking whatever. So that was one that was very gender linked that has kind of updated. And the other one was ShopRite. Was food shopping, right? Hey, Mom, what's for dinner? ShopRite has the answer. So, hey, Mom, fuck you. How about, hey, Dad, get your ass off the couch, put down the weed, and make me some Elio's pizza. Like, why is it, hey, Mom, what's for dinner? So they changed that.
I'm getting a portrait of your house. Okay. No, I get it. The only thing I remember from ShopRite, in fairness.
Can? Is it can?
Is a can sale. ShopRite, something to can sale because of...
Everything in
ShopRite
cans.
can or something. Yeah, everything is cans. Yes.
By the way, I thought that was just like a quirky whatever you
right.
saw on TV.
I love it when you find out, oh, that's from a thing.
Until, wait, it gets worse. We were on Marco Polo with a group of 10 women, and one of our friends was leaving the supermarket pushing an entire cart full of dented, because you get off for that too.
Oh, I misunderstood you. Yeah.
Dented cans. And as she's pushing the shopping cart, I should rat her out. This is her audience. She was singing.
It's Jessica Kupferman. I don't know why we're hiding it. She's got the fucking video. She posted it live when she was in there. It was raining. She's pushing this cart. She looked ridiculous. She's covered up with all of her umbrellas and everything all over. And she's like, I'm getting these fucking cans. I'm getting these cans. Cans. Well, I mean, you guys, you got to be honest. They sell cans for like 18 cents. Like cans of food.
Right.
18 cents. So you go, and there's no limit. So you go in and you get like pallets of, because it's going to last too. And I eat a lot of beans. I think you can tell. What I was thinking you were going to say is not that it wasn't real. I thought you were going to say that you didn't know the jingle was based on Moulin Rouge, that it was that or a thing, and that you just figured that they had made up this jingle. That's my favorite, is when you're singing along to something and you don't realize, oh, that's another thing from before.
Well,
So-
that's our kids who watched, I don't know, Shrek, and all of a sudden, like, they're singing "I'm a Believer," and I thought, "Oh, I'm so glad you know that song." She's like, "Of course, it's from Shrek." I'm like, "It's not
Slap
from Shrek."
that shit right out of your mouth.
No, it's not. But okay, sure, you can have.
Now we have to
that.
talk about, and his mother invented whiteout. I mean, there's all these things that you have to know. Those who, if you know, you know. So we're just going to leave
Aw.
that there. You're welcome, John Buchanan. John
Aw.
Buchanan. Ha-boo-da-boo-da.
Amy, for whom do you work?
I would like to say that I work for the right person, but I aggressively and actively work for the wrong person. Because I would love to work for future Amy.
Right.
I want to work for future Amy.
She
Future
deserves it.
Amy, she knows a lot of stuff, and honestly, if I would just do the work that is required for future Amy, I would be really happy now and as future Amy. But instead, I work for indigent Amy, who really doesn't do the work. And it occurred to me this way: that whole cold shit. I did the cold shit once. I turned on the shower, and it was super steamy. And I was getting ready to get in, and I thought, just give it a try. Just give it a try. So I got in the shower, and it was super steamy, and I have a single dial. I grabbed the dial, and I cranked it all the way to frigid after I was in. So the only thing I could do is jump out or turn it back off. And it took maybe 3 seconds for it to go from steamy hot to the coldest dick tip you've ever felt in your life all over your body. It was terrifyingly cold. And it took my breath away. It was disgusting and scary. And like I was going to pass out. So I'm now nearly hyperventilating. I'm just blowing out the air. And I started counting and the music was on. So I was like, this song can't be longer than 2 minutes. So I'm just going to stand here until the song. And I counted up to 30 seconds. And then I cranked it back to regular. And it took about 3 seconds to regain. And then, I felt so good after. It's true. When you do that stupid ice cold therapy shit, you get a dopamine reaction and an adrenaline surge that lasts for 3 hours. So the next day, I looked at the shower, and it was really steamy, and I kept it that way. And then I went about my day.
And I enjoyed every minute
And
of
I was
it.
telling a friend at the end of the day, because it occurred to me. So I know that 30 seconds of discomfort are going to generate 3 hours of pleasure. So I traded 3 hours of pleasure
for a hot shower.
I decided that I would abandon 3 hours of pleasure instead of dealing with 30 seconds of pain. And that's so stupid. And I want to work for the Amy who knows that if you put in the painful shit now, you get the happy all day long. Instead of being air quotes happy, right? Being discomfort avoidant, because it's not, because it's happy,
free, right?
but it's not really happiness because it all catches up with you. It doesn't last in the sense that, yeah, okay, you might be very relaxed, but if you do nothing but relax for a month, then your joints hurt and you can't, there's just no getting around it. It's the fucking Gandhi method. Life sucks, so deal with it as you can and move on. Or in his case, he's like, so embrace the suck and make it suck all the time. I'm like, yeah, I don't need that, man.
Drink your own urine.
Happy flip-flops. I beat your wife. I don't need any of that part of Gandhi. He's a super big wife beater. We have a giant, oversized, very groovy, I'll put a post of it, picture of Gandhi in our house. My husband didn't want to put it in the house. He was very angry, actually, that I got it because he's like, no, I don't want that in. He's a wife beater. And I'm like, well, number one, fuck you for knowing all the feminist stuff that I don't know about Gandhi because I thought this was cool. And number two, it's cool. So we're just going to ignore that part. I mean, Martin Luther King cheated on his wife. Everybody's got problems.
Systematically, yeah.
Back to the cold shower. I think that I should be working for future Amy. But is she hard to work for? Or do I just not want to work, period? Which is it?
I know, because you are not a lazy human and you do a lot of work. So are you not willing to work for yourself. That's the question. You will kill yourself doing work for other people
Yes, easily.
easily. And I know
That's
that
my
about
problem.
you. Yeah.
That's part of the reason that it was really helpful for me to slow all this stuff down. I wasn't even on the list. I'm still kind of not on the list.
Of people.
So
for whom you're
working for future Amy is kind of a new thing, and mapping out a day where thinking of it as working for that client. Ooh, maybe I should think of myself as a client.
That sounds like a great idea.
Oh man, I would get excellent service if that's the case. Well, I've started taking medicine, and I got to tell you, yeah, I got very upset, but then also like scared upset. My parents and my grandparents all have high blood pressure. So I knew it was just a matter of time, and I'm overweight. So they tell me that's not a contributing factor. Truly, medically, they've established they're not causal. They're just companion things. So in any event, I ended up having high blood pressure when I went to see the doctor most recently, to the point where I said, "Oh, I'm just nervous. It's just higher." I mean, it was just over the line, but she said, "No, it's high. I don't like it. You're going to take this pill." So now I'm on a fucking blood pressure medication, which makes you feel, if you don't know, so sexy. So I'm taking this shit. It's disgusting. So I have to take that. I have to take this other thing. I have to imagine whatever medical shit I have to go through every day. It's too much. Started taking it for 2 to 3 days. I just embraced it mentally and said, "You need it. Just take it. What do you care?" And as soon as I started taking it, it actually works. I feel so much better. Like, I didn't realize I can tell a difference that my pressure was high. And I'm telling you, this is a way throwback. About 5 years out of college, a group of friends and I had a very temporary professional singing group. Very temporary. We were going to try to make it happen. We were in 3 different states. Like, it didn't work. Like, we would drive in and have these gigs. So we did it for a little while. And I vividly remember at one of our rehearsals that I had driven in for, we were joking around, and one of us is a nurse, and she was like, "Let's take everybody's blood pressure," just because she had the cuff in her house. And she took mine, and it was like skyrocketed high. And it was like 170 over something. Like, it was crazy high. And so we were all looking around, and she's like, "Is it normally high?" And I went, No. And then we're like, "Oh, I've had a coffee, and we've been singing, and I've been laughing, and I'm standing up, and all this stuff." But my point to you is, it can get fucking high, okay? So taking this pill for 3 days, that's when I noticed, oh, maybe you're not supposed to feel like your brain is about to explode. And I don't. My brain's not going to explode. That's such a fun feeling. Like, you don't know, because your pressure's probably, normalized.
If
But-
not low, yeah, I have a lower blood pressure.
Okay.
I'm
So,
on
and
the
when you
other side
exercise
of the
it,
spectrum
and
for
when
you.
and I used to exercise a lot, so that would keep it low, and now I don't. And now it's my blood pressure's like, "Hey, let's take over. Let's fucking pop all this shit. Pop, 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 pop."
Well, that's
So-
what your cold showers are contrasting as well, because
It made me feel great.
Yeah.
And awful all at the same time.
I do that in the shower for the last, like, I'll take my hot shower. Well, I think did I tell you this on pod or off, that I saw a TikTok of a girl who went to talk to her therapist, and she said, "Look, I had a tough day, but I came home and I took a super hot shower, and I felt
You did tell us again. Yes.
and I felt much better after that." And her therapist said, "Oh, really? How hot was your shower?" And she said, she was impressed by herself. And she said, it was really hot. Like, it was scorching hot. She was so proud that she could handle it. And the therapist said to her, "How long have you been practicing self-harm in this way?"
See, but that's bullshit.
And my jaw
I
hit the
know.
table, because I take those fucking hot showers. And I thought, I never, ever, ever considered that those showers were self-harm in every way. For me, they were releasing. And then I started to use all of the verbiage of those young girls who cut themselves to release the pain of whatever they were feeling, to feel physical instead of emotional pain. I used all of their verbiage when I made excuses for taking the hottest fucking shower to make myself feel better from a stressful situation. And I thought, oh, am I self-harming? And I got really bothered by it. So at the end of showers, I don't think I take much colder showers, but at the end of showers, I'll give myself as long as I can handle in that freezing cold ice bucket sort of challenge. 30 seconds? I don't know. Maybe I'm coming close to 30 seconds, but I'll do that at the end of every shower just to help my heart rate and my blood pressure, because if you are under a stress like that and you can breathe through it, it trains you that when you are in times of stress, you can use your breath work and you can get through, and your body is ready to handle because it's already been through it every morning for you in the shower. And maybe that will lessen the amount of times that you need to get in the shower and put it on fucking hot and scorch your first layer of skin off. 3 layers of skin off?
I just want to come back to this because as you were talking, competing thoughts were going through my mind. And the first was, super hot anything is a legitimate form of therapy, mental and physical therapy, that doesn't need to be shit on. It is just as beneficial as cold therapy, right down to there's people who've studied it. So there's that. On the flip side, if it is paired with the kind of thought pattern and processing that you're describing, that I think is the piece to take note of and to look at. If it's just a hot shower for the sake of, I don't enjoy a frigid cold shower any more than I used to enjoy icing down my legs when I had shin splints. It's excruciating, but it's a therapy that works physiologically on the body. Heat is the same way. So I don't shit on the heat. I don't shit on the hot as you can stand. I don't shit on the sauna or the steam bath or any of that stuff. It's the thought pattern. In the same way that I have learned in the past 6 months that there's a lot of food noise in my body and in my makeup that I had no idea was happening until it was chemically turned off, right? I'm on an addiction medicine now. That's my other favorite thing. She put me on a medicine that is for addicts, and she specifically said, I think we should just try this one, but be aware, if you have to have surgery or even if you're having like a glass of wine, you won't feel any of that. This medicine turns all that off because it's the same thing that lights up when you're thinking about food.
Oh.
I'm like, this sounds awful. But at the same time, it doesn't change anything about the food. It doesn't change the taste or the desirability or any of this other stuff. It just turns off. I'll have dreams about food. I'm thinking about food all day long and have been my whole life. And I just figured, because I'm Italian.
And everybody does this, right?
Because I'm a cook. Everybody does this. In the same way that other people are thinking, God forbid, I hate myself. Like, I don't have those thoughts all day long. So now I don't have those food thoughts anymore. But who knows? Maybe it was the pressure squeezing my brain. So we'll see.
Do you have thoughts about green bananas?
Okay, here's the thing. I legitimately have a question for you about bananas.
Yeah.
When do you buy bananas that are bright green?
I buy greenish bananas.
I'm asking what you think I'm asking, because I want you to unpack this. If you need bananas and you need them for the week, so it's not like you need them immediately and you know they're not ripe, would you buy underripe bananas?
Of course.
Do you trust?
Of
course?
I would, because I already have ripe bananas in my house, and it's time to go get new bananas. Yeah.
Talk to me about the ripening process at your house. Do you trust it?
What is not to trust about putting bananas on the countertop?
You're taking the wrong side already. Okay. How can I ask this in a way where you say what I want you to say?
I don't know, but you're not getting it from me, because I just took my almost liquid bananas that were on the counter and I made chocolate chip banana bread, and I only loaded half of the muffin, the little muffin tins, and then I put in a layer of Nutella, and then I put in another layer of the mix, and then I put a dollop of Nutella on top, and then I baked that shit.
I get that that's exciting and delicious. I agree.
And because they were almost liquid bananas, it just tastes like sugar. It's just banana sugar and chocolate sugar. It's fucking delicious.
Okay. I will not buy
Why?
green bananas.
Why? What don't you trust about the ripening process?
This is I'm getting into a Joe Rogan embarrass myself situation here. All right? And I was in a conversation with my son talking about bananas, the youngest. And as I was describing how I truly felt, he interjected mid-sentence and said, stop. Just stop. Just stop. And I thought, okay, Melissa, what the fuck? Okay. And then he was like, let's just stop. And then he walked away because he didn't want to hear any more, almost as if listening to me embarrass myself was too fucking painful.
Just the two of you. And this is much bigger.
And so
audience.
now I'm going to do it in front of you thousands.
Do
okay,
it.
so here I go. And I don't think I'm alone in this. Let's just say it.
We'll find out. Go ahead.
I don't buy underripe bananas. And I'm talking severely underripe. Green of any color.
Because
I don't trust the ripening process. They're not going to ripen on my counter. They're just not. They're going to either stay giant green.
Never.
And not ripen. Or the next morning, they will go from green to pitch black in one day.
And that has happened to you, either one of those?
It's like avocado syndrome or peach syndrome, but on steroids. You cannot trust a fucking green banana. You can't.
Just
you
stop.
cannot.
I'm
You can
with your
start.
kid.
Fuck you. You can start. You can trust a regular ass banana that is within 1% of ripeness to 10% overripe. Anything in that range can be purchased and consumed within 3 days. Anything else, you're fucked. You can't buy that shit at Costco and bring it home in a giant pallet of fucking Chiquitas because they're not going to work. They don't work. I don't trust it.
You're out of your mind.
You're so mean.
I'm with your son. You're on a boob leg somewhere that you do not need to be. Bananas naturally ripen. If yours go from, put them in a paper bag if you need it faster. But I always have working bananas and future bananas happening on my counter.
That's a lot of bananas.
It is because I got over the hump of I bought 3 bananas and the family ate them and said, how come there are no more bananas? And we've discussed this. You get 8 of them next time and they sit
all
there
rot.
and die. I'm over that hump. I am responsible now for the bananas. So if they are there, I either throw them out. They're not expensive. I either throw them out because they are now liquid on the counter, or I use them in baking something. It is very rare that I will peel one and eat it like a fucking monkey. That's very rare for me. And I saw, did you have a TikTok out that had sliced bananas on fruit?
If I have a banana,
so gorgeous?
I'll eat it. Sure, if I
don't
have a
even-
banana, I'll eat it.
Because it's yellow and brownish and not because it's green.
Well, I wouldn't purchase a green banana because I'm not a lunatic. I don't work for Future Banana. I work for Current Banana.
But
okay?
you purchase future steak. You purchase future food.
I know how to care for steak, and steak is reliable. Bananas are unpredictable. I guess that's why monkeys love them. They're a little chaotic. They don't do what they're told.
That's
you
why
cannot,
monkeys love them.
You cannot tell what's getting ready to go down with a banana. It's a now thing. There is no stable future with a banana. There's just not. And you have to agree. And avocados are the same way. They're just snottier. I've got 5 rock hard avos on my counter right now. And I'm either going to have a vat of guacamole tonight, or I'm going to have a lot of cash going in the trash can tomorrow, because you never know. They all become ripe at the exact same. There's no way to pace it. And even if you buy one, that's not really enough to do anything with it.
It's not. Right.
You
It's just
understand.
toast,
You understand what
yeah.
I'm doing. You understand what I'm doing. But I honestly, I feel like I represent
The lollipop
the shadow elite of banana users. I represent the shadow elite, and they will come to my aid, and they will say, I won't buy a green banana either, because I know and I completely agree with you, and everybody else is wrong on banana talk. So there. We're banana army. I guarantee you they're there.
I'm shocked that you're on Banana Talk. While you're talking and enraged, I'm giving you 30 seconds on the clock
She's not even
to
listening.
name
This is
as
very
many
critical.
Julia Roberts movies as you can. Go.
My Best Friend's Wedding, Mystic Pizza, Pretty Woman, I Am Julia,
What?
Airtight,
What? What?
Pink Jowl, Space, Horses, I'm Dating Abe Lincoln, Somewhere in the Desert.
I don't mean to pull one of your kids, but just stop. just
You can picture the movies I mean when I say them.
only
though.
because you described visually what they were and not by name. Was one of them Interstellar?
She's not in that.
She
That's
is.
the other one.
No, she is.
Sure, that's what I meant.
She's not in that.
She's the one where John Cusack looks at her and says, Kiki, you've been working out. Where's the butter? How do you run out of butter?"
Everyone says I love you.
I thought that was like America's Sweethearts.
Yo, that's another one. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's the desert one I was thinking of. Kiki, I want the water with the electrolytes.
Oh, the sister, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, Wow. I gave you credit for shit I shouldn't have, and you still have 4. I tried to think.
I
tried to think-
I should have done better on that one, I think. I'm good at her stuff.
It seems you're not. So
Look.
what we're admitting is you're not good with a timer. I bet you 2 glasses of wine that you're not compelled to drink.
I'm
because
Dr.
you
Johnny
lost-
Fever from WKRP in Cincinnati. The more wine I have, we've already established I do better on these tests. Because my brain is able to just connect things from the different rooms that are locked until alcohol unlocks them.
The very first time I saw Julia Roberts in a movie, it was Satisfaction. Did you ever see that movie?
Nope.
They changed the name at certain times to be The Girls of Summer. It had Liam Neeson in it. And
What
it
are
had-
you talking about?
She was Justine Bateman was in it. They were in a
Come
band.
on, stop it.
They were in a band and they traveled, and he was a very wealthy. Look, I love that movie, and you can't find it any fucking where. But I found the soundtrack.
There's some very well-paid lawyers who probably have made that be the case. But listen, before we jump off this,
Mystic Pizza, Steel Magnolias, Pretty Woman,
I said
Flatliners,
those.
Sleeping with the Enemy.
I said all of those. I've seen
Hook,
them all.
Yes, you've seen them all. Hook, Dying Young, The Pelican Brief.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
It's the hubris that I love.
Something to Talk About. Everyone Says I Love You. My Best Friend's Wedding. You got that one. Stepmom. Okay. Notting Hill.
Oh right.
I'm Just a Girl. Standing in Front of a Boy.
I
Runaway
seem to love
Bride.
her.
Erin Brockovich. That's like the
I'll
money
regret
shot.
those
She
pictures
won the
forever. Oh, Erin Brockovich. She's in the news right now because they're ripping up some other part of the world.
Mona Lisa Smile. Oh, that she's advocating
I didn't
saving.
like that one. I saw it. I
Mona
didn't
Lisa.
like it.
Ocean's Anything.
Yeah. Okay, Danny. Okay.
Okay, Zanny. Valentine's Day. Eat, Pray, Love.
Oh right.
Larry Crown. Mirror, Mirror. August. No, there's so like it's never ending.
I don't think Mirror Mirror is her. I think Mirror Mirror is
she's in it as the.
is Barbara Streisand.
No, that's The Mirror Has Two Faces.
Okay, that's what I said it was. Okay, keep rolling. I know I've seen every one of these movies and I claimed them all
Wonder.
in my 30 seconds. I saw that one too.
Yeah. So she's been in like.
She's been in a thing or 2 or 3.
Well, you only got 4. So
Right.
I guess if
And
she's
I didn't even get her most awardy winning ones too.
awardee
Darn
winning.
it.
The one that won her in that cute little pink dress. Yeah, that was fantastic. And good for
Oh,
her.
Julie.
I have a friend with whom I was trying to arrange a trip in April, and he said, "Oh, I'll just go renew my passport on the quick." And I know all of these college students who are trying to take this birthright trip, and they cannot get it. They paid the extra whatever to rush it. They paid all of this stuff. What do you do? What do you do? Are you taking a trip?
I'm fucked is what I am.
Why are you fucked?
I applied. Here's how my brain works, okay? And we're gonna sidestep the banana conversation.
Because you're
Okay.
wrong, but moving on.
Why don't you support me like you think I'm in need? Okay? I'm in need of your support.
I will fly to
fucker.
you and drive you and your toddler with you anywhere you
2
need
bananas. Yeah, you're just a terrible person all the time.
to go. Let's
so
move.
my son the senior is doing a senior class trip to Jamaica. Boring. Because that's what you do, right? Wee, ding, 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 it grows. And a parent has to go, right? Because it's not sanctioned by the school. It's not a school trip. It's all of these seniors want to go on a trip, so the parents work with the travel agency, blah, blah, blah. So it is a school trip, but the school is not part of it.
It's sweek. I hated it when the kids said that 2 years in a row. Sweek.
Uh,
Stop
we don't say
saying
that.
sweek.
Yeah, we're not going to institute that. Don't let them hear it because it'll pick up and go like wildfire. So this is just the tradition, and that's how it's going to go, right? Gross. So now I'm going to Jamaica with a bunch of teen boys, and I'm sure girls too, but gross.
It
Okay.
sounds like you're not going to Jamaica.
I am going, and you remember because I had to buy those tickets, and I was so mad that the tickets were so expensive. My passport is due to expire a couple of months after we get back, and the requirement is that your passport has to be valid for a solid 6 months post travel,
I
or they
did
won't
not
let you
know
go.
that. Okay.
Well, and I don't know that they're going to actually sit there and do calendar math, but I thought, well, it needs to be renewed anyway. Let's get it done. So in January, I went and I had it renewed, and my son's had properly expired his childhood passport, right? Because it expired during COVID when it was not possible to get it updated.
But how cute was the picture that was on
It
his
was pretty.
original
It was pretty
passport?
darn. It was pretty darn cute.
Yeah.
So we went and got him updated at the same time, got me updated and all the things. And I immediately expedited his in January because he was going on this trip that I'm going on as well. But I'm like, mine's going to come through because it's already a passport, right? Mine was valid. His was invalid. So I somehow mentally tabulated. Cut to January 9th, I submitted my passport just to be renewed. And I still don't have it.
It's in less than
10
a
weeks.
month. Yeah.
It's 10 weeks.
Oh.
It's been 10 weeks.
Oh, okay. It's been 10 weeks.
It has been 10 weeks. So I went online and I updated, and this is where I may have fucked myself. They said when I got it, it said 9 to 12 weeks. And that was still with, I'm a gambler. So I looked at DraftKings, checked the odds.
Yes.
And I said, you know what? I am 14 weeks out from, or 14 or 15 weeks out from needing this, whatever it was. And if this is happening in 9 to 12 weeks, they're going to get it done. They're just going to get it done. So I didn't expedite mine and I let it roll. My son's, who I expedited, came in like 3.5 weeks. It's been in the house ever since. Mine, not so much. So then you can go online and upgrade. And this is where I fucked myself.
Oh, no.
Because I did it. I upgraded to expedited last week. And I wonder if I have pulled myself out of second or third to getting it done in the 10, 12 week line and put myself at the back of the line of the 5 week line for expedited. I don't know. So here's the question that I have for you. I'm in this situation. I'm fucked. So every day I go and I run down and check the mail and I wait and I wait and I wait and I wait. Okay. And I expedited everything. I expedited the shipping, all of it. Ridiculous. It's over $100 for the stupid that goes to no one, benefits no one, right? Just for my own nervousness. Okay. Now, when do I call the senator? Because the reality is when you apply for these passports, you tell them the updates, you tell them when you're traveling. So they have the information of when I need to travel. If someone would just look at it. There it is. So who do I call? Should I just call the senator? And here's the next part. My son, the college one, has his pass because of the way his college schedule worked, and you have to have it took us a while to get his updated because he's going with us to an international trip at the end of May. I expedited all of his stuff. I'm sure it'll come in, but when he is approved to study abroad in Prague, he has to surrender his passport to get a student visa. And his passport is going to be in use with us in Costa Rica. So he can't surrender it until after he gets back from Costa Rica, which is not enough time to get a visa to go to Prague in August. So I feel like the government is not really pulling its weight for me. And I want to talk to a senator, but my senators are fucking Tom Tillis and Jiminy Dickelman. And then they're not going to help me. They're not going to help me.
Oh, my God. Especially if you address them that way.
I wanted to remember because I said it the other day. I came up with this name. I was trying to think because I just put in names for people when I don't know their names.
Sure.
And the one, I mean, if you didn't, that's a little habit I have. So I tried to remember it because it came out and I laughed so hard because it was really good. Let me think of the name.
You did it last week on pod too.
Barley McFingalknickers. That's who it was. And I thought, who is Barley McFingalknickers?
I don't know.
I want to go to that bar.
I am not dating him. I'll tell you that
Barley
right now.
McFingalknickers. Yeah, so we got to remember and use Barley. Good old Barley. Who is the first name of Barley?
I knew a dog named Barley.
Barley McFingalknickers. That's a good dog name, honestly. Okay, passports. So, beacon to the listenerverse. I would love to know your red tape cutting habits. Do I hire someone? Do I call someone? Do I bake a cake for someone? Do I
Banana bread?
get a firearm? Like, what's the thing? What am I supposed to do to make this easy bureaucratic process work? It's got to be a way.
So my husband pulled this crazy shit this week as well. He is trading in a car for the exact same car, but from 19 to 23. Great. Have a good time. Enjoy your space-aged, ridiculous vehicle.
Welcome, Dr. Privilege. Here you go.
Exactly. So as he's doing that, he decides, you know what? Instead of having the dealership pay off the bank, I'm just going to pay off the car, and that way I get the full trade-in instead of half because they pay off half, and it's a wash. So he's going from 19 to 23 model year as a wash, which I love doing. That just feels so good to me. I don't have to pay more, and I'm not adding years to the payment. Beautiful. Let's do it.
They want to keep you. They want to keep you in the pipeline as long as possible. It actually benefits them.
It does.
In the long term, but it has the illusion of not harming you, and you get a nicer whip in the process. So
and they
fuck
get more
it.
money.
What do you
for
care?
The car he's turning in, they're getting way more for than we're getting.
They
as
need
traded
that
value,
car to
so
sell.
They need it.
They need that car to. They need the used car to sell, and they need to move the new car. That's really
Correct.
what they're doing. Yeah.
So Jackass decided that he was going to pay for the car and expedite. I'm going to expedite the process. Well,
I love
it
when he talks dirty to me.
Once you do that, you have to wait to get the title. The bank has that title. So if the dealership pays off, the bank already has it. You're
and
done.
I got news for you. The bank is using your title like a fucking coffee filter. They don't care about you. They're not sending it to you. It's in the file cabinet. They've got it on the dartboard. They don't care or know or care.
And that's you with passports, right?
No, but I'm more important than Stuart.
Absolutely. Without a doubt, you are more important. At least your travel than a new car is way more important. So what does he do? He calls the post office and gets put on. He gets every day
I have to stop you. He called the post office?
Oh, my God.
Is he 90?
What would you do?
What the fuck is that? Do they
Gone
have a
to their
phone?
website?
Jiminy. Well, first of all, like they can help. But okay, continuing.
You can put yourself on knowing what your mail is before your mail comes. They scan every piece, not the bullshit circular stuff, but every piece of mail that you get, they visually scan. So he logs on at 9 a.m. and he can see the 5 real pieces of mail that we're getting, like checks from this place or bills from that place, whatever it is. These 5 things come up.
Point of order, Senator.
Yeah. Yes.
If anyone is curious as to why the post office is fucking ruined, it's because they're spending money on bullshit that benefits nobody instead of delivering the fucking mail. I don't need a previs of my mail if it's at my house. Louis DeJoy.
It's just coming in the mail, right? Then that's where I'll see it when it gets
Can we go
here.
back? Can we go back instead of the technology delay of 4 days for you guys to like do some secret X-ray of my fucking letter? Can we go back to the days where you deliver the letter? I mean, what happened to that sweaty horse and the guy who's nearly dead? Doesn't matter what's going. There's a tornado, but I get my coupons. That's the kind of U.S. post office I want. Fuckers.
I still like the word coupon. I used to every Sunday morning get that paper and clip out on the dotted
and
lines.
then I would never use them and throw them away and
No,
get
but
irritated.
it was fun as a kid. I liked it. I liked doing it.
It made you daydream of buying things, and actually studies show that simply handling the coupons stimulates the sale, whether the coupon is redeemed or not. Redemption is irrelevant. So that's
amazing.
They win twice because it's just a different kind of advertisement, and it engages you in the sale because you visualize it by holding the discount in your hand.
And you've talked about it with your friends. You've put it. Oh my God! Do you remember coupon books?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember those little
little
accordion?
Plastic folio style bullshits?
Yeah. You go through the accordion and you look for the one that looks like a fish because that's where you put the tuna coupon, and then you buy 1,000 cans of Dolphin Safe tuna because it's on sale and with your coupon. I remember getting a tiny erection for watching like those coupon buster TV shows where they buy $1,200 worth of grocery store merchandise.
Oh, the weirdos. Would they make it their lifestyle? Yeah, I do love watching
I'm like
those.
27
it's like
boxes
watching
of
furniture refinishing videos. It's something about the process. It's like I'm not going to do it,
satisfying.
but I'm going to pretend I'm doing it along with you while I never do it.
My kid watches those satisfying kind of videos.
Where they're scraping the citrical off the,
Yeah, she loves it. She's like, and now it's clean. A lot of them are power washing like that. I watched several at this one garage type place where they brought in rugs that were pitch
I love
black.
Rug Talk. I repost his shit all the time. He's got a giant centrifuge that he puts the rugs in to dry them, and all that spoogey like turd water from God knows sewage and shit that got into it. He picks up trash on the side of the road and then he makes it pristine and people buy it. I love
watching
the squeegee
the rug.
Oh
yeah,
God,
it's
the
so
squeegee
satisfying.
is so good.
And it starts black and you're thinking, I think it's paisley. I think it's stripes. I'd
like it just to be a lighter black, but then it comes out and it's like
white,
royal blue.
Yeah,
and pink
colors you've never seen.
Like,
you couldn't even have imagined. Yeah. So
God bless you, Rug Talk.
what is it in our heads that finds such joy, not the Lewis kind, but such joy from having seen how awesome it is to clean something from fucking filthy to
Well,
holy
psychologically,
shit,
we can break it down. But I do want to get back to the fact that your nerdy husband has a relationship with his postmaster in which they're both pre-scanning his fucking mail. Okay? Okay. Wow.
So you're not going to do that to look for your passport is what you're saying.
I know my folks at the post office.
So
They
call
are-
the passport company.
They are not joyful, productive people.
They're not de joy.
They're not. They are bedraggled.
A word I've never used.
They're not the sort of enterprising entrepreneurial youth who
They're
are
not helping.
really very interested in the status of my international documentation for repeated overseas travel. They're just not.
You need to call the passport company and you need to see where it is. And you need to use humble verbiage like, I know this is crazy, but you need to
fucked that up. I fucked it up we went to, couldn't even get the appointments. That's the other thing. These appointments are very difficult to get. So we drove 45 minutes in one direction.
Is that because he's under 18 and you need to have both parents and you need to...
Not only that, because the appointments are physically hard to get. Everything was shut down during COVID, and they're still truly dealing with a backlog, and there are only certain places that will do everything in person all in one fell swoop. So we heard that a mom on one of the lacrosse teams, I don't know her at all, but we can trace the way to get there. She was like, I can get you an appointment. So we drove out and got the appointments, and we did them back to back to back. And I'd filled out all the forms incorrectly. I filled them out because I went into the lobby and filled out the form in the lobby with the lobby pen, which was blue ink, and it needs to be black ink. And
Yeah, my husband would not allow that. Everything would have been filled out before we got there.
I held my tongue in saying, "It's your fucking pen." So I said, okay, let me.
Why would you give me this pen?
I'm gonna do. So it was like all these sorts of things, and then like the boxes were really weird, like they were just very confusing. It was poor design, and I got tripped up. And, anyway, I could defend myself more, but nobody cares about me filling out a form, and I fucked it up. So the whole time, so the thing is all covered with scratches, and I drew over it with the black pen.
This might be why you don't have it yet.
No, I gave it to her because she has to check everything before she submits it. Like it's approved by her and then submitted for a secondary approval. Like that's how this works. So she wouldn't have accepted it if she didn't approve it and all the forms and sources. So she looked at it and I said, I've made a bit of mess of this form. And she went, I can see that.
Yes.
And then she smiled and
Yes,
she said, let me give it a photocopy and we'll send, that's black. And that'll take care of this blue. And I was like, well, thanks. Before I rewrote all these fucking letters when you saw me standing there doing it.
Smart to photocopy. I would still call them and say,
remember me when I fucked up the form? Now I fucked up the
it's not
timing.
going to be the same person.
It is. She's the only one. That's why it's the other thing. They only have so many appointments. It's not.
Can you ask your husband to do it?
That what? No.
Another voice, somebody else, a different voice.
Oh. No. He's firmly of the school. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Totally your circus. We are your monkeys. What the fuck?
No. He doesn't help me in any of that. And I wouldn't go to him for help. I wouldn't. We are either collaborators in the creation of the problem or you're siloed, right? So I do the opposite. He stays the fuck out. And even when he's hooked and dragged in, he will begrudgingly help. When I see him in a problem and he doesn't want or need my help, I'm there. I'm going to fix it for you and tell you all the ways that you are wrong. That's my superhero power.
That you are dumb.
Said wrong, but okay. He's not dumb though, so I never even would say that or think it. He's super not. But problematic he is. Problematic he is. He's super not dumb though. Anyway, maybe I should ask him for help. He won't help me though. He'll just laugh. And he'll say, you shoulda. It'll start with, those would be the first two words of his helpful sentence. You shoulda.
And here we are. And
then the paragraph will
helping
end.
Me right now.
No, and the paragraph will end with, I don't know how you're going to fix that. I get that a lot.
The answer is you send the oldest child with your ticket to Jamaica because he has his information.
not allowed. I will sort it out because as I repeatedly say to my oldest, and as I firmly believe, everything always works out for me and people have to help. But I'm in a situation where I'm starting to get a little ass tightening over this. I don't like it. I'm not usually in a space where the chaos is encroaching, and I might be fucked. I might not be able to untangle this pretzel. I can, but I can. I know I can.
Somebody will for you. Hey, and if you are that person that can help Miss Fugazi by detangling this very bizarre web that is a creation of her own doing.
That's okay. I mean, we're collaborators, right?
Please write us at brilliantobservations@gmail.com. Go see us on any of the socials at Listen Brilliant, unless it is Facebook, where you should just go to Brilliant Observations, Brill Ob Squad. Hit us up and tell Amy that she should not have followed through and been so actively involved. And also tell my husband, just let shit happen. Like, why? Why did you have, why? So, by the way, he lost that car.
I like the data.
He lost that car because they couldn't close when they wanted to close. They had to release it because he had not gotten his title yet.
Oh my God. That's a sad story.
Don't worry, he'll
be
fine.
You can't make fun of him about that. Because that's a lot of effort and stupidity, and he fucked it up like a witch stirring a cauldron.
Don't worry. He'll get another one. Don't worry. It's okay. Again, like you, even Steven down there, things work out. People love to help.
In actual fact, no one ever pities Stuart. However, in this case, I have compassion.
Compassion is good.
I have compassion for this sad state of affairs, and I blame the Postal Service.
This is where I will drop in. Melissa, you were absolutely right. This is another one of those things where it will fit in.
That shit's gonna harm.
Haunt.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Both of those.
And what
it's gonna harm me.
Dicklin Brooker. What did you call her? Dicklin
Barley
Brooker?
Flippelknickers. Whatever he was. It's pretty
I like
good.
that. McFinger lickins. McFinger licking good.
Good old Uncle Barley. He was great
nipple
to us.
twisters. Dear listeners, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for turning us on. I hope something we said turned you on and that you come back again next week. Tell a friend, because fuck you. Tell a fucking friend.
Ride the wave, baby.
Ride the Crimson Wave?
Wow. And you don't like sports. Unbelievable. All right.
We're
going to say bye.
Bye.
You are correct, Melissa. And here comes another one. You are absolutely right, Melissa. Here comes my favorite. I could not agree with you